Okay, you guys, it's Matthew again, and I had this idea, and I thought I'd turn this into a video, and it's about the friend zone. And I actually want to explain. Now, I know a lot of guys when they talk about the friend zone, they give you a reason why it sucks and how to get out of it. But I'm actually gonna tell you something different. I'm gonna tell you why the friend zone is more than likely your fault. Now, before I go into this, let me give you some background and give you two types of people who usually get friend zone. There's one which is a little bit more typical, is which the guy who thinks if he acts nice to a girl and does all these things for her, that he'll get laid. And that's a pretty messed up mentality to think that because you do something, you should deserve something for that. And that they always, try to put it as the nice guy, when really he's not that nice at all. He's just putting up an act to get something out of it, which is kind of no different than, the typical bad boy, or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, I won't really be addressing those type of guys in the video. If you want to learn how to get laid, then there's other videos for that. This isn't the video. And now there's a second type of guy who gets friend zone. And the reason they get friend zoned is not because so much as they're trying to do nice things for the girl in order to get something from them, get them to, fall for them or anything. It's that the way they were raised and the way they are just naturally, they have no choice but to be nice. That's all they really know. So they literally are the nice guy. They're nice to people in general because that's all they can do. So when they find a girl they like, they kind of overdo it in the hopes that the girl will just somehow just fall for them because of all this. Now, that may happen sometimes, but that's still the wrong way to go about it. And it's kind of inappropriate. And here's why I say it's kind of inappropriate. Because they act like a boyfriend, but they're not really a boyfriend at all. They're just a male friend. They're just one of the friends that happen to be male. But they act like they're already in the relationship. Like it's already happened when it hasn't. So, and they wonder why, the girl says, "Oh, I just want to be friends." Well, that's because she thinks of you as a friend. Not a boyfriend, a friend. So they do, they do all these things a little bit too early. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. So, and they think if they act like a boyfriend now, they'll be a boyfriend later. They'll actually be, they think, they try to act like how they'll think they'll become. And it's just not how it works. And so I want to put in this point of how I handle this. Now, I'm not a relationship expert. This is just my thoughts on the subject. When I go to a girl, if I'm going to act like a friend to her, do nice things for her, that's because I want to do nice things. There's no underlying or beyond the surface meaning behind it. I'm just gonna do it. That's because that's who I am. Now, if I find a girl attractive, I come out there blunt. Like I'll say it. I won't, put on this. I'm not that smooth of a guy. I'm not a smooth talker or anything. I don't have, any skills. But I'll go for it. I'll go for the girl and just tell her straight up that I find her attractive, or I find her interesting, or the purpose of my discussion is to become more than just, friends talking. And if I want to have a friend relationship with a girl, then that's how I'll go about that. The way you go about becoming friends, having discussion, having conversation, talking about interests, being a friend. So if I get friend zoned, that's because I want to be a friend. And what I want you guys to take away from this is that if you get friend zoned, it's because you want it to be. Because you act and you put up this, maybe a facade, maybe not, but you put up this act that you want to be friends with her. Wait, hold on for a second. It's about to get dark. Okay, that's good. So then she's going to obviously think of you as a friend if you're going to act as a friend. I know people, you know, when you talk about relationships, you want to get to know each other first before you jump head first into a relationship, so, you know, things don't come crashing down. And I've seen that firsthand. But if you act just like a friend, you know, you sit there, listen to her problems, you know, you go hang out with her to do certain things, even if you don't like it, it's going to come across as being a friend, like one of her girlfriends. That's literally how you become, but just you're a male. And when you do that things, and then you get friend zoned, and you wonder why did I get friend zoned? You know, why didn't she love me or anything? That's because you went about it like you would trying to be a friend. So, you know, honestly, this whole internet thing about being friend zoned and how it's so bad and how to get out of it, I think it's all kind of crap, because girls get friend zoned too, probably just around the same rate as guys. So, you know, this whole big deal, it's been kind of like a big deal, and I was thinking to myself, I think go back 20 years or maybe even 30 years, maybe even 10 years. This wasn't, you know, this would be a new occurrence. The whole, this kind of propped up idea that people put up of being in the friend zone, this is kind of a new occurrence. Either you be friends with them, or you try to make something more out of it. You know, you don't sit there and you sulk and you be like, oh, I'm in the friend zone, and then, you know, everyone stands, oh, let's a silence for our brothers in the friend zone. Like, that's such a bunch of crap. You put yourself there. You keep yourself there. You know, and people say, oh, okay, you can't get out of it. Well, then there's one way you can get out of it. Find someone else. You know. Now, for those guys who, you know, on the emotional side, who feel like they're in love with this person and all that, then that's something different, and that's something that you're just going to have to slowly get over. And trust me, I've been there. Trust me. This is coming guy who got friend zoned. I was on the other half thinking that if I do this boyfriend stuff, she'll come to like me, and, you know, that's never the case. You know, we see this in movies. We see this in, you know, family. If you guys ever watched Family Matters, you see that at the end, years and years later, finally, you know, he gets the girl. But, you know, on a realistic sense, this just doesn't happen. Now, there's a third group of friend zone, and this is more like, and this has an equal number of guys and girls in it, and that's when you both start off as friends and see each other as friends, and then somewhere along the line, one of you becomes attracted to the person. So this is a different thing. This is not the same, because you don't have any underlying meaning behind it. You're not trying to get somewhere with this person. You just, guys became friends, and you were friends for a long time, and then somewhere along the line, something changed, and you start to like this person. Now, in that situation, I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks, because you have something good. You have a good friendship that you don't want to ruin. You don't want to, you know, mess up. But then you also have these feelings that came, and you don't know what to do with them. And, you know, this situation kind of goes three ways. One, you somehow get them to realize they feel the same way for you, and you guys become a couple. And then, you know, it's a very strong, very, you know, long-lasting relationship. Two, you go after them, but then it ends up that they don't like you more than just the friend relationship that you have for so long, and it becomes awkward, and then you kind of drift apart as friends. And then the third one is just, you just never tell them ever, and then you just hold on to these, you know, unmet feelings. So you know, you only get you get a 1 out of 3 chance of getting it right. But for that situation, you know, I think I might have to do a separate video on that. But right now, trying to go back and stop rambling because I do that a lot. So, conclusions. You're in friend zone because you decided to do those things that friends do. You know, if you see a girl and you're interested in her, make that the forefront of your focus. Yeah, be a friend, be nice. You know, not saying not be nice, not be a friend. You know, not talk and have good conversations, but make sure that in that conversation your purpose is clearly stated. You're not trying to, you know, get somewhere, you know, under the table. You know. And that's just my thought of it. I'm not an expert by any means or any stretch, but that's just how I see things. You know, that's how I see things should go down. You know, if you want to get a relationship, be blunt about that. Be upfront about it. You know, and if you want to be friends with them, then you go about it like you would trying to become friends. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about it. You know, put your comments and like and subscribe or whatever, you know, the YouTube people do. And I'll talk to you guys next time.